Hey guys, my name is pcgamer and welcome back to another episode of our Planet Zoo series. And as you guys can tell, I'm kind of obsessed with this game right now. I don't know why, I just kind of got back into it and here we are. So as you can see, you may notice that this building is pretty unfamiliar. I actually started working on this and then realized I never hit record, which is just fantastic, as you guys might know. But that's our little staff area that I decided to place down because it was looking a little bit rough otherwise. And here, as you can see, I finally decided that I'm gonna put our food and drink square area and shopping place right here in the middle. I mostly just needed us to get some more money. As you can see, I was running out. I had $1,000 to our zoo, and that was just not doing it. So I placed down some picnic benches, placed down some vendors, and hoped that people would be enamored with the llama and also enamored with some food and drink over here. And you might have seen earlier that I was looking at Raccoon, which is going to be the exhibit animal today, as you guys may tell from the title. I also was looking at those exhibit animals just now because those are a quick way to get cash and I just really needed some money. But I was almost gonna go with the beetles, but there's only females that I found, and then I come back in a little bit and realize that they do not breed very easily. So here I am going through and checking to see which ones are easier, which I found were the terrapins. Originally I was gonna put it here, but then I realized I didn't have enough money to place an exhibit animal at all, so I was like, crap. Let's just start working on the raccoon exhibit. I kind of fiddled around here for a little while because I had no idea what I wanted to do or how I wanted to start this. All I know is I was looking for these fences exactly from the workshop and I was like, these are going to be perfect for a raccoon exhibit. So I started placing those down right here. I had a little bit of an idea in my head of what I wanted to do. I know I wanted the guests to be able to walk through this habitat because it would bring us in lots of money and be very appealing to them. The corners here were really difficult, so I decided to kind of skip around them, and I know I ended up just putting some rocks around it. Now here I wanted to have a shelter area where the guests could look into the raccoons while they were sleeping, and since raccoons are confident, I figured they weren't gonna be too upset about that. So I was grabbing some rocks over by the taiga area or the llama area and just filling that in and making this look a little bit nicer. This shelter area that I'm about to make for the raccoons took me the longest time you could imagine. Like I ended up destroying this path and redoing it completely because I have not gotten accustomed to Planet Zoo building just yet. Yeah, I've had this game for a couple years now, but building is still such a struggle for me. You have no idea. So here our llama actually got diseased, and it took me until like the end of the episode to notice that I never put a water treatment plant down, and that's why our llamas were getting sick, not because our keeper was slacking off, because our keeper had nothing better to do. So here I was. You might be wondering, hey, that's an airlock, and yeah, I know that. I spent so long, I thought this was a guest enter gate thing, but it turns out it wasn't, and it wouldn't let me place the path there, and I was so confused and be getting so angry as well. And here I finally afforded the vet surgery so our llama could get taken care of real quick, and then I just took a break and went back to building this path around to prepare for when the guests. And as you can see, I started fiddling with the path and it wouldn't let me place it. I was getting very angry because what the heck, that's the guest gate. So I went away from that after getting frustrated and deciding I didn't want to deal with that. And here is where I began trying to work on the raccoon shelter. So I wasn't really worried about following the barrier. I could always move the barriers back. I wanted these cute little windows to make it look like guests could peek inside. As far as I knew, or I thought I knew, the guests should be able to still see inside the exhibit even despite these windows. And the walls, I know they can walk through them, so surely they should be able to see through them. I don't know. They never ended up using my stupid freaking tunnel that I worked so hard on, which I was also very mad about, and totally not bitter at all. Here I was kind of looking at roofs to see what I could do for the raccoon roof, but I actually started with this and I was like, you know what, that looks really stupid. That looks so stupid. I started building it and put all this time, and I was like, I don't really want cones on top of the thing, and I saw it was floating, so I just kind of gave up. Anyway, I went for a just flat roof because then I had the idea that maybe they could just climb on top of the roof and hang out there. Raccoons are pretty small, so I figured they didn't need too much of a height when it came to shelter, and then I finally figured out that I was using the wrong gate, and it took me forever to actually find the guest gate. I knew that I was not clicking on the right gate, but I could not find the guest gate. I was like 2 seconds away from Googling it before I just finally opened my eyes, and here we go. Which I was really happy about. And as you can see, I was like, oh, I can finally place a path, but I ended up ignoring that for now because I was still gonna decorate the inside of the raccoon habitat and build the path around that. So this entrance here for the keepers, I decided to cover up with rocks, just because it kind of fit the theme. The theme was kind of rocky over here with the raccoons, so I just figured it was easier. And then I put the climb protector, I guess you could say, around those so it didn't look silly. So I think that turned out pretty good, and we may even have to expand this habitat. I know we definitely need to expand the llama's habitat at some point, or switch them out for something else and place them somewhere else. But I really like the llamas at the beginning of the zoo. I feel like they are a mediocre icon, as much as no one wants to admit it. So here I noticed that the llamas had a baby, so I quickly put them on birth control just in case, because I don't want any inbreeding llamas, because I was barely paying attention to any of the notifications while I was building. I hardly ever do, so that is a big fault of mine. We will go back and look at the baby at the end of the episode, as well as the raccoons, of course. I would too go back into live mode at the end of this. If you guys want to, feel free to skip until then. I will probably have a timestamp. I don't know, I'm kind of lazy, so if you guys could just skim through the video and skip to the part. I don't know how long this video is going to be. So far, this speed build seems to be like 10 minutes long. Maybe a little bit more. I don't know how much I have to say, but here I am finally checking the terrapin again and fixing their temperature in the middle of winter. But it's okay because they're enclosed in here, and I put them in there and I was like, finally we can have some money. But as you can see, we have 7,000 already, so that money has been climbing up off those llamas and the vendors. So I was thinking we could just have a llama zoo and thrive off of that, which was perfectly okay. Now here's where things start to get ugly. I quickly, well, not quickly enough, I realized that I could not build around the path. I was gonna have to build first. I was gonna have to build a path on the grid, or so I could build on the grid. Now this looks okay, but it's still atrocious. More atrocious, if I can say the word, than what it turned out to be. I was honestly getting really frustrated about this. Yeah, I was just lining up the walls and taking forever, putting these donation boxes here, and I was trying to have like a cute little garden here, and then the roof was where things got really awful. I do not want to talk about the roof. I really don't. This flooring was kind of atrocious to try to set up, really. It was just really frustrating, as much as the roof was, as you guys saw. Not a good idea. This whole layout was just horrible, and for some reason the path was doing this weird thing where on one side it just kind of disappeared if I lowered it into the ground too much, so I gave up on that and decided maybe I could just leave it if we don't look too much into the inside for a little bit. I had this idea, and then for some reason it reverted back to that, so I was like, you know what, whatever. I was getting really mad about this, and the ceiling was really annoying me because it was ugly as heck. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna copy the staff building. I'm gonna copy that type of roof by smacking the wooden things on there. I don't know why the heck I was looking at these. These were not good. They were not fitting. I was gonna do a regular roof like this, but I decided, you know what, no, that's gonna be way too hard with the stupid layout of this weird thing. So as you can see, I start placing this down, but it is not very much cooperating with me, which is the first problem. The second problem is it just didn't blend together well, and mostly because I was turning them at like 50 different angles, which was just not helpful whatsoever. Now here is where I kind of got fed up with the roof itself, and I was like, you know what, maybe if I can smack some decorations on top to try and cover this unevenness. Yeah, that didn't, I mean, it worked. I put these leaves on it as kind of a fun little decoration, which looked okay, but it was a little bit too out of place and just very random on the roof. Like, it didn't have a reason to be on the roof, and the only one who was gonna see it was us, and that wasn't really the point. The point was that I just didn't want to see these ugly lines on the roof of where it didn't match up, which was very frustrating, to say the least. And here I go ahead and cut to me completely taking down the original idea I had and decided I was just gonna build on the grid. It was a lot easier to design a little tunnel thing that way, and I was a lot happier when creating it, and it actually came really into good fruition, I guess, from all the effort of me just sitting there thinking about how the heck am I gonna do this. So I just moved the thing over there just so I could keep it in case I also gave up on this, but I already knew that this was going in a much better direction than this one did. I did not want the roof to look that freaking ugly, so you know, that was my first goal. The second goal was to actually make this a decent tunnel. I finally started placing some walls just in the exterior and figured out what I wanted it to look on the inside. And then I went back in and filled in the weird little corner square spots. It took me forever to line things up and match it so it didn't look a little bit or really too much out of place. I think it came together pretty well. I think I was just being way too picky. So as you can see, this is me placing the roof down, finally evening it up and creating some eaves over here so it didn't look like the bare minimum. I went ahead and did that on the other side as well. It was a little bit finicky on the back because I didn't want it to collide glitchy on the climb proof part, I guess. And I went ahead and made this go into there, and then I think I messed something up over here, but I came back and fixed it eventually because I wanted it to be even, of course. And I blended those in pretty well, and then I decided to ignore the other side, and I decided, guess what? I'm gonna put some rocks in it. I'm just gonna cover it up with rocks. Rocks are the solution to just about everything. Then I came over here, and it took me forever to line this up because I didn't turn the align to building or something off. It took me forever to figure out how to press X to move it on a very the specific x-axis. For some reason it wasn't popping up for a while, but then I placed it down and it finally started working again. So that was really nice. And it took me forever because I kept feeling like the roof thing was not even with the wall, although it looks okay here. If I figured we weren't going to be staring at it, so it's not the end of the world. I went ahead and fixed this and adjusted the roof a little bit, and then I had to do the exact same thing on the backside and not make it look too ugly, but I wasn't too worried about the backside because no one's really looking at the backside anyway. At least I hope not. Here's where I finally decided to put in my favorite thing, rocks. I decided that looked a little stupid, so I went and added these flat rocks to make it look like these rocks were more conjoined and just bigger rocks together that we stuck on there, and gleefully deleted that old ugly horrid tunnel that I tried to work on. And then I kind of thought about it for a little while, and I was like, you know what, this is like a raccoon tunnel, but we're gonna call it Raccoon Road because of I don't know, whatever the word is for doing words that start with the same letter. I really don't remember what it's called. I don't want to talk about it. I don't leave this line thing on there. I just kind of wanted to give this a little oomph, and I was like, you know what would give it oomph? Some freaking paw prints. They were so cute, and I kept bothering me because I felt like they were not even, so I just duplicated those and smacked them down there, and I feel like that made it look a lot better. I wanted to make this area a little garden slash education area, which I eventually did, but I took a break from that because oh my god, that was stressing me out, and I smacked our why do I keep saying smack? I didn't smack the raccoons. I put the raccoons in their little enclosure area so I could see what they needed, and I also just wanted to make sure that they could not escape this lovely chain prison that I made for them. I went ahead and began decorating with some plants, and I decided to use that bush as their bedding instead of like hay or grass or whatever, because I feel like raccoons would rather hang out in some soft leaves than like hay or grass. I just think that's a lot more natural. I love to focus on creating natural environments when it comes to habitats and stuff. I want the animal to feel as much as home as possible. I was trying to keep the bushy tree theme. I also wanted to connect some of the llamas trees. I know since they had the same biome, surely they had some of the same trees in here. I searched for the holly tree, which has become my current favorite tree, to just use the small one and put it down wherever to make it look like a bush. I was also surprised that the raccoons wanted a swimming area. I did not really expect them to be great swimmers, but I haven't done much research into them. So the idea behind this was maybe they could climb up the tree and use the bridge to get on top here. I really wanted them to be able to do that, although I checked a little bit later and it didn't seem like they could get up there. But I put this cardboard box so they had incentive to hang out up there, and I thought that would be really cute. And of course a rubber ducky in the pond, because who doesn't put a rubber ducky in the pond? I placed their food bowl somewhere else first, and then said it was inaccessible, but I wasn't sure, and I played the game and it was accessible, so I just went with it. Then I started creating this kind of climbing post area. I need to do some more research on the climbing stuff for raccoons, because I did not have a whole lot to work with, I feel like, but I made this big climbing pole area so when the guests walk in they could see the raccoons just hanging out right above them. I feel like that would be really fun if I went to a zoo and the raccoon was just hanging out. I'd be, hey, look at him, he's having a great old time, just looking down on us humans as they should. And then I misread what it said. It said they were lacking toy enrichment, and then I was like, oh my god, they don't need more food, they need more toys. So I took away the food things that I just put down and then started placing some toys for them. I put the ball there just so they could maybe kick it around with a guest if they were feeling friendly. And here I came back and made a slope, so to make extra sure that these raccoons were gonna use my freaking shelter and cardboard box that I put up there. I think that was cute. Then here I kind of was looking at it a little more, and I don't know if the windows are gonna be see-through. I really hope they are. If anyone in the comments can tell me if they are good enough to for the guests to come through. I even tried so many things to be able to attract these guests into this tunnel, but they seemed more inclined to look anywhere else or just go inside the habitat, which I guess is fair. But I tried really hard on this, and I'm just a little bit sad, but it's okay. I found this cute little education board on the workshop, and then I realized how freaking huge I had the speaker set for the llamas, and turned that down a little bit so people would be more attracted to the raccoons in the new show. And then I began working on this cute little garden for the conservation boards and just decorating it a little bit with some temperate taiga tree trunk things, and I think it came out really good. I don't think it covered up the raccoon road too much. I think it was just enough to look natural, but also you could glance over and be like, hey, that's Raccoon Road. Then I noticed this area was looking a little bit funky, so I also filled it in with some plants as usual, and covered it up and added a tree or two, because why the heck not? I love my zoos to be absolutely covered in plants. It might make it a little bit laggy later on in the series, but I seriously could not care less. Not at all. Alright everyone, and we are back in the live mode looking at our new raccoon additions. So I went ahead and finished their habitat all up as you guys watched the speed build of it. I tried my best to make these guys look at as much at home as possible. Look at them. Look at them. It looks like he's loving life, or she. Letitia. Beautiful. I tried to make this area accessible. I'm hoping they can climb up here, hop here, and play with this so the guests can maybe kind of see here. I really hope the guests use this. It would be really nice because I tried really hard to make this. It seems they are all flocking to this side though. However, as you can see, I made it a walk-through habitat, and this pink-haired lady is just staring right at Letitia. I made this extra little climbing area so they could just hang out and the guests could look up at them, and I think that'd be really cool. And then we've got this little pond with a little rubber ducky hanging out for them to play with, because they surprisingly really want some water requirements, which I was kind of confused about, but their terrain is really good, so I didn't have to edit that. And speaking of terrain, I totally forgot that I never checked the llamas, but it seems they don't really care. Wow, that water is dirty. Is this out of the water? Oh, I don't even have one. That's the problem. Good job, Pixel. No wonder the llama got diseased. Oh my god. It's okay. Water treatment. I'm more worried about the negative impact on guests. Okay. If we stick this right here somewhere, it should be a-okay to treat some or all of the water nearby. Let's see. Yep. Okay. That should be good. Where is our power? Okay, we're still building in the power circle. We should be okay for now. I went ahead and plopped down a vet surgery because we needed one. And oh yeah, our vet research for our terrapins. Oh, we mastered it. Well, I actually do want to research Raccoon because I noticed I didn't have a whole lot of climbing stuff ready. So let's go ahead and add all of these enrichment items to make these guys happy. Those are a lot of turtles. I don't think inbreeding matters with exhibit animals. So we're gonna take these three and send to trade center, and then we'll go here and quick trade. Okay, I just mostly wanted to plop these in during the speed build because they are some quick money to sell and they breed pretty crazy fast. So there's that. I also really like how this came out. I know I was very much struggling towards the beginning, but we've got Raccoon Road. If you guys have any advice to see if the guests want to come over here and look here, I don't know if it matters. I don't think this wall matters. Like, they should still be able to look through it, quote unquote. I guess what I could do is raise this up a little bit and have them be able to peek here, but I don't know. And perfect, Miss Zoe is able to climb up here and play with the cardboard box. That is adorable. I love that. Another thing I'm gonna do is probably make a raccoon. That's a research center. This is staff room and a keeper hut. I'm gonna make a specific zone for each of the animals. So this is gonna be raccoon keeper, just because they're a little bit more efficient that way. I'm gonna keep entry just kind of as a vague thing, but we're gonna add this as the llama keeper. Okay, and we will change these guys to raccoon and llama keepers. And we're gonna raise their pay, and that. And you have a low workload, you have a high workload, so I'm gonna go ahead and plop another one down. And then that should be getting better. As you guys can see, I went ahead and built this. I built this mostly in my free time, off camera, but I think there might be a clip of... Oh, shoot, I forgot about that. We'll go ahead and edit the Raccoon keeper to have the terrapins in there because the llama guy seems to be having his work cut out for him. So I'm gonna have to incorporate this and a quarantine in at some point, and we might end up having a corner where we just stick a bunch of stuff that I'm gonna duplicate and put over here to make some cool looking exhibits. I don't know. I was originally going to put that exhibit here, but I kind of wanted to put it over here, just off the main path, so we didn't get too congested. Over here, are these guys still okay in space? Oh, just barely. We may or may not have to expand or relocate these fellows, just to see. Just put something smaller here, although I really like these guys here. I really do. So we could just expand, move the path around this way. I just fear the path expanding because I don't know if we'll be able to get it this perfect again, but we can sure try. Alright, is any of them expecting offspring? I kind of hope not, but I figure they probably are. You're not. And you, of course, are a baby, and you're on birth control for llamas, so you should be good. So I think they might be okay, just for now, until we rack up a little bit more money. As you guys can see, I've been playing with the mountains a little bit, trying to get the Icelandic feel for this area, but I mostly was just running out of money. So, I'm going to continue working on that maybe next time or on my own, and hopefully this will look a little bit better. Either way, it is July in year 5, and our convenient timing, our inspector is leaving the habitat, or leaving the zoo. Oh my god. These guys aren't shy, are they? I don't think so. I wouldn't put them... Okay, they are confident. Yeah. Okay. You guys look like they're doing good. Okay, let's look at our report. Cleanliness is good. We just have bad education, but I think that goes for almost all zoos, to be honest. I have yet to see a zoo that is excelling at education without spamming stuff all over the place, because it's really hard. And oh dear, don't do that. Just don't let llama. Let's go ahead and repeat this. Actually, that should be fine. Maybe we'll put a little information board right as the guests come back out or are waiting in line to go to the raccoon, so they can learn a little something. I also noticed these speakers have a giant range, unless I did that, but I don't think I did. It's okay. I really wish the guest would use this. I wonder if I put a... Why is this a llama? Oh no. I don't want them learning about llamas while looking at raccoons. I mean, it's fine, I guess, but there's already a speaker in here. Okay, what I might do is I'm gonna try lower this down to that, and no, not that. Grab this and make this bigger. so that people are more enticed to come over inside. And I'm gonna shrink this, or we just move it to right in the middle, which is probably the best option. Vet research is complete, and we also have high amounts of litter. What the heck? Okay, well, maybe you guys should stop dumping your trash in the middle of the area here. I guess I'll just drop that there, so that they can hurry and put those in there. I guess I'm gonna put down a quarantine fine. I might, or you know what I could do? I can move this, and I could stop doing that. Make it that way. So then I can conjoin these two buildings like I did all of these. I really like how this came out. I think it looks good. Oh, cute. And this lights up. That is adorable. I only put these on the side so that the guest, if they happen to see it, they could say it's very pretty and not negatively impacting them. And I don't think the guests should be able to be negatively impacted by these. They seem to be covered up by the trees and stuff pretty well, which I am very happy about. Let's see. And I also want to probably combine these into a shop thing. My kind of rough plan was to make this kind of a what is the word? I can't think of it. It's for hooved animals. I don't think it's marsupials. It's the word for hooved animals. Ungulates. That's the word I'm looking for. I kind of want to make an ungulate exploration area with these llamas, because if we go in here and we go temperate and taiga, as you can see, we've got like the rhinoceros is an ungulate. Indian elephant is it an ungulate? I mean, technically, I don't know. I might have to do some more googling. It's a camelid, but it's technically an ungulate. I wonder if a tapir is. I don't think so. Well, you know what? It might be. It very much might be. Raccoons are expecting babies already. We've got moose, and we've got the pronghorn and red deer and reindeer, which are gonna be really good. But yeah, those are kind of the ungulates to put over here, at least some of them, or we might make like a grassland area so we can put the animals that need to be heated up during the summer in their respective places. Oh my god, they're about to have a baby already? That was so fast. Let's watch them have a little baby. She looks so comfortable. There it is. Hidden in the grass. Oh, there's two of them. Are gonna have another? Not just two? Oh, three. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I went ahead and used these bushes as bedding, quote unquote, just because I feel like raccoons are more used to hiding and sitting in bushes. But yeah, we've got 3 new babies. We have a gold star baby. Oh my gosh. That's wonderful. I thank you. Anyways, I also want to try keep breeding these animals so we can get more conservation credits and get better animals. But yeah, I think that is mostly gonna wrap up this entire video. I know it may or may not be a little bit short, I'm not sure, but this took me like 3 hours to figure out, considering I redid this area a few times and was working on it. Has anybody gone in here? Hello? No. Nobody really wants to use this. Everybody just wants to go inside the habitat and look at them, which is fine. But you know, I'm not sour about it at all. You know, whatever. But anyways, with that being said, I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.